Today we will understand what is organizational structure. Okay, how organizational structure runs in any company, any organization. Okay, so every company needs a clear structure to show who is responsible for what. Every company they need to have a clear structure and who is responsible. Okay, who is responsible for what, how tasks are done. Okay, who is responsible for what and how tasks are done, and how people report to each other. Okay, how the information passes to each other. This is called the organizational structure. Okay, mainly organizational structure is focused on who is responsible for what and how the tasks are done and how people report to each other. Okay, this is the main focus of an organizational structure. It helps the company work better and make good decisions. Okay, it will help the companies work better and make good use of its resources. Whatever the resources they have, by using the resources work well, they have to have the clear organizational structure. In SAP, this structure is also set up inside the system. Okay, in SAP, the structure is also set up inside the system. SAP copies the real world setup of a company by using organizational units. These units represent different parts of the company, like departments or branches. Okay, so this is how an organizational structure will be. Okay. Efficient operations enhance companies resources utilization. So whatever the resources they have to utilize with a good in a good way. Okay, enhance companies resources utilization. And clear structure defines responsibilities and reporting lines. It should define their responsibilities and the reporting lines. Real world setup mirrors company's actual structure in SAP. Okay, how this is actually working, it will mirror company's actual structure in SAP. Organizational units. Organizational units, it represent departments or branches in SAP. It represent the departments or branches in SAP. This is how the organizational structure will be in SAP. So in SAP FI, financial accounting, the structure is very important because it helps managers financial activities and prepare reports required by law. Yes, in which area, in which country the company is locating, the company code is implementing. Based on that law, it according to that law, it should work. So it is the responsibility of financial activities and prepare reports required by law. One key part of this structure is the company code, which is needed to do any financial process in SAP. Whatever the configurations we do, we must have the company code to assign the configurations. So we must have the company code to do all the financial process. To make the system, to make the SAP system work correctly, we must first create the right organizational units. To make the SAP system work correctly, we must first create the right organizational units. Without them, the system cannot run the business process properly. Okay, the organizational units in financial accounting and the submodules within the financial accounting in SAP ERP using an organizational chart. It is very important to have an organizational chart. The submodules in financial accounting includes account payables, accounts receivables, general ledger, asset accounting, and so on. Data entered at this level is valid for all company codes and organizational units in the client. Whatever the data they entered, it is valid for all company codes and organizational units in the client. In other simple words, if we want to understand the organizational structure in FI, organizational structure means the way a company is arranged. Okay, the way a company is arranged. Who is in charge of what? Who is in charge of what? How people are connected. like managers and employees, how people are connected, how the information is passing, what their roles and responsibilities are, how information and task move from one level to another level. Okay, so for these reasons we should have the organizational structure. The main goal of this structure is to use resources wisely and increase profit of the business and its owners. So by using resources well, okay, the main goal of this structure is to use the resources wisely and increase profit for the business and its owners. To manage this properly, every company creates an organizational structure. Okay, so every company need an organizational structure. Why? Because we need to know, the company need to know that who is in charge of what, how people are connected, what their roles and responsibilities are, how information and task move from one level to another. To manage this properly, every company must have the organizational structure or organizational chart. Okay, so this is a small image of how an organizational structure will be in FI, financial accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and asset accounting. Here I have given few questions. Like, what do you mean by company? What do you mean by company? What do you say that a company is an organizational unit? Company is an organizational unit for which individual financial statements are created according to the relevant legal requirement. Okay, according to the legal requirement, the financial statements will be generated. Financial statements as in P&L account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and trial balance. These will be generated according to the legal requirement. So, what is the company? Company is an organizational unit. It is an organizational unit. Then, what is mean by company code? If a company is an organizational unit, then what is the meaning of company code? Company code is one of the organizational unit and a legal entity. Company is an organizational unit, but company code is one of the organizational unit and legal entity. Legal entity which is formed as per local law, where we generate financial statements individually. For individual company code, we generate financial statements. So wherever the company is located, based on these legal requirements, we will generate the financial statements. Okay, so company is an organizational unit. Company code is one of the organizational unit and legal entity, okay, for which we generate financial statements. And what do you mean by segment in SAP? Okay, we understand company and company code. Then what do you mean by segment in SAP? Segment is also one of the organizational element. It can be a geographical area. Okay, organizational element. It can be a geographical area and it is a new GL concept. Then what do you mean by business area? Business area is an organizational unit within financial accounting. Business area is an organizational unit within financial accounting that represents a separate area of operations or responsibilities within a company. Within a company, it acts as a separate unit, okay, separate area or operations. It is used for internal reporting and enables segment-wise reporting. It's used for internal reporting. Business area is used for internal reporting. It enables segment-wise reporting like profit and loss statements and balance sheets for different areas of business. Okay, it has a different areas of business. Business area is an organizational unit within financial accounting that represents a separate area of operations or responsibilities within a company. It is used for internal reporting and enables segment-wise reporting like profit and loss statements based and profit and loss statements and balance sheets for different areas of a business. So this is what about organizational structure. This is how an organizational structure works in a company. So to run a company smoothly without any chaos, all the companies must and should have the organizational structure. Okay, so this is how it works. It mainly focus on what? Organizational structure is mainly focus on who is in charge of what, how people are connected, what their roles and responsibilities are, how information and task move from one level to another. This is the main motto of organizational structure. I hope you understand this. Tomorrow we will discuss about active implementation methodology. Okay.